My friends, do you have expectations that are not being met? Ask the young woman who was expecting an engagement ring on Valentine's Day and instead got a box of chocolates. Or ask the young father who expected one day that his daughter would ask him to walk her down the aisle at her wedding, and he dies suddenly in a car accident. Or ask the elderly woman who, at the ripe age of 95, who never expected to bury all 3 of her children. You see, we all have expectations. Many of those expectations are never met. The longer and more carefully we read the New Testament, we discover that Jesus was not anybody that everybody expected. Not anybody. Now in Mark chapter 9, Jesus told his disciples of his approaching betrayal, his death, and his resurrection. Mark says that they didn't understand and they were afraid to ask. Then, in today's gospel, Jesus finds them arguing as to who was the most important among them. So he said, "Whoever wants to rank first among you must be the last of all and the servant of all." That was not what they expected to hear from Jesus. So the question is, what do we expect from Jesus? Is he not functioning as the miracle worker, the one who can take away my cancer? Is he not turning out to be the one who listens to my prayers and answers all of them? Are we expecting Jesus to keep us healthy and to make us wealthy? Be careful of what we expect from Jesus. We may find ourselves carrying an even heavier cross on our shoulders than we have ever imagined. Now, Jesus will often surprise us by not meeting our expectations. And why? Because he was dedicated to serving God more than satisfying you and me and any human being. And it is precisely in serving God that Jesus is really serving all of us. In other words, Jesus related to people in terms of what they truly needed, not what they thought they needed or what they actually wanted. Jesus issues us an invitation. We are not so much invited to come to him as we are invited to follow him. And instead of thinking that Jesus falls short of what we expect of him, he is perhaps beyond our expectations. The poet W.H. Auden once wrote this: "He is the way, follow him. Through the land of unlikeness, you will see rare beasts and have unique adventures." Those who have actually and sincerely followed Jesus have found him to exceed their expectations. In other words, the unexpected Jesus is a Jesus who is beyond any expectation. If there is in you a hunger for food that you have never tasted, and a thirst that remains unquenched, if you wonder wistfully about roads not taken that call to the emptiness in your depths, and if there is a mysterious and incurable nostalgia in your heart, then perhaps you should consider following Jesus. You see, the brightness of his gladness can kindle in us an unexpected spark of truth.